Hello my amazing internetonians. Welcome to my channel or welcome back. Today I have decided to rant about this year's Grammys, or should I say scammies. The main reason why I felt the need to do this was because I began to notice quite suspicious activity going on behind the scenes with the people organizing the Grammys. Today I'm going to discuss my take and opinion on the scammies and why I felt that they did so many artists dirty. Without further ado, I give you the Queen Warrior's opinion that nobody asked for, but I'm bored and decided to change up my content a bit, so yeah, enjoy. For starters, the racists behind the scammies decided to remove the categories for R&B, rap and also the best pop duo group from the live screening of the show. If that doesn't reek xenophobia, racism and overall sus activity, I don't know what does. It's also quite clear that they removed the R&B and rap categories as they are heavily dominated by artists of color. I believe the reason why they removed the category for Best Pop Duo Group from the live screening was to make sure that BTS got no screen time whatsoever, and so that they can exploit armies by using them for views. Yes, I'm an army, and yes, I'm going to express how upset I feel about the Grammy being robbed from BTS. These boys were so hyped up to win the Grammy, and it almost seemed inevitable that they would have won. However, because the scammies for some odd reason decide to hire white supremacist dudes in their 40s, these deserving kings were robbed of the Grammy. The Grammy was won by Ariana Grande and Lady Gaga for their song Rain on Me. Now don't get me wrong, Rain on Me definitely was deserving of a Grammy, but not the Grammy for Best Pop Duo Group. I say this because Rain on Me was a collaboration, not a song from a group like BTS. I think it's also fair to say that BTS Dynamite definitely had more success than Rain on Me, as it's very close to 1 billion views and trended worldwide and is still trending. That's not to say that I'm not happy for Ariana and Lady Gaga for their win, although it would have been refreshing to have the first pop group nominated for a Grammy to win the Grammy. Now, honestly speaking, the scammies have begun to lose their prestige and value over the years. I remember when the Grammys actually used to mean something, and that when an artist won them it'd be like a huge milestone in their career. Remember when the Grammys were won by legends like Amy Winehouse, who actually were packed to the brim with talent and deserved to win? Now it feels like the scammies are participation awards that are just given to any artist who can sing a lyric and add auto-tune to it. Many artists who deserved the Grammy were practically robbed of it. Artists who should have been nominated for at least one Grammy, like The Weeknd, weren't even nominated for anything. I'm quite upset about The Weeknd not being nominated, as I feel his album, After Hours, was phenomenal and was definitely worthy of winning at least one Grammy. Detective Queen Warrior also noticed something else. Is it not odd that the scammies centered most of their advertisements around BTS and barely gave these kings any screen time? Practically the only reason why the scammies were so hyped up this year was because BTS were nominated for a Grammy. I think we can all agree that BTS were very deserving of this year's Grammy and worked their butts off last year. The scammies are also quite scummy for basically adding BTS as one of the last performers of the show in order to bag in views from armies who had to sit through the whole show. Before you antis come out here telling us to stop crying about what happened, I think you should all know that BTS had always dreamed of winning a Grammy, and that they even woke up superbly early to get their hair and makeup done. So please don't think that you have the right to tell armies how to feel. Now this isn't the first time the scammies have been accused of racial bias. This has actually happened multiple times in the past before, and it just goes to show that clearly the scumbags behind the scammies refuse to move on with time. It's quite obvious that many non-white artists tend to get nominated only for racialized categories. In 2015, there were only 5 all-white nominees for Best Artist of the Year. Another event of clear racism happened in 2017, when only 2 black artists, Beyoncé and Chance the Rapper, won televised awards. A pattern I noticed this year was that many white artists won awards rather than artists of color. 2 Grammy-worthy albums that I believe should have been nominated were Map of the Soul 7 by BTS and After Hours by The Weeknd. To me, Map of the Soul 7 was very deserving of a Grammy as it had many amazing and well-written songs. I don't just say this because I'm an ARMY but also because the album was very personal to BTS and each and every song had its own vibe that really allowed the album to come together. I mean, for God's sake, this album had Black Swan in it and I think we can all agree that Black Swan is worthy of winning every award on earth. After Hours should have also been nominated as I feel that The Weeknd's music in 2020 really shined, especially during the whole Rona phase. It's also quite clear that he worked very hard on this album and really did come through with the amazing 80s vibes and just overall awesome vocals. Anyways, that's it for my rant and take on the scammies. I hope you all enjoyed this video and let me know if you'd like to see more commentary style videos like this from me in the future. I'm going to now go back to reporting the scammies for fraud. Have a nice day and I love you all.